Boom. Should be live. Hopefully. Yep. Looks like we're live, folks. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. It seems like we are already starting off with a bunch of sass in chat. Oh my goodness. Let me get some music on. Let me turn on some jams. We've got a winter storm out there, as you guys can see, that is just getting started. And we have blizzard warnings all the way from North Dakota down into Minnesota and even into parts of, I guess these are blizzard warnings. These are supposed to be blizzard warnings, but there we go. Yeah, you can see, yeah, it kind of just extends in barely outside of Wisconsin, it looks like, but also in parts of northern Iowa, we are expecting to see some storms or some maybe some strong snow. Sorry, not storms. Maybe snowstorm? I guess technically snow is technically storms. All right, hold on. Let me my attention is so divided right now. Let me just get this music on and then hopefully my words will come out correctly. Where is it? Saved there. And there. All right. What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody is having an okay day. We've got a pretty active weather day ahead of us. We are going to have a low pressure system that is going to kind of spin up here. And let's kind of come over here to Weather Circle and take a look at our latest data. So let's come over to the latest HRRR run. We'll go back to the 12Z so we can see a little bit further into the future here. Go ahead and render that up. How do you live? How do you live with music? How do you live with music? What do you mean by that? You have frostbite? How'd you get that? All right. So let's go over here to precipitation type. Perfect. There we go. So yeah, basically what we are expecting out here into like Illinois and Indiana, in terms of severe weather, we actually do have a severe weather chance out there for today. We'll be going over that and just, oh man, geez Louise. I'm still learning how to use my own app. Hello, hello, good morning, good morning. All right, so this is the latest 12Z model here. And yeah, as you can see, as I push this forward, we are going to be seeing some snow here on the backside, potentially some blizzard conditions all the way from Wisconsin into Minnesota, parts of North Dakota and South Dakota as well. And then as we go into around 4 p.m., as you can see, we are going to start to see some storms potentially develop out in our warm sector near a warm front. Now, this could potentially bring a tornado risk out over here into parts of Illinois and in Indiana, parts of Missouri as well. As this line develops, you can see that it's going to kind of unzip all the way down by 6 p.m. We could have a line of thunderstorms that extends all the way from Indiana down into parts of southern Illinois through the middle of Arkansas, even down into Texas. So quite the line of storms here. So you know, we are going to be talking about some potential here for some tornadoes, as you can see in our 850 millibar winds. We're going to have winds coming out of the north to the south on the backside, and on the leading edge, we're going to have some pretty strong winds out over here, about 38 miles per hour there in the lower level. So there's going to be some decent lower level winds. Looks like we just got a post here from Sandy. She is saying, hello, Evan. Well, hello back. Thank you for posting on Weather Circle. But yeah, you can see that we're going to have a pretty decently strong jet. But there is going to be a big iffy part of all of this, and that is if we can get surface-based storms. And one of the things that's going to be determining that is going to be where our instability is. Where is our surface-based stuff, right? And as you can see, you know, we're not really talking about a whole lot of instability on this storm. We're talking about, you know, maybe in between like 300 to like 200 joules per kilogram in a lot of areas, but some areas could get pretty close to 1,000 joules per kilogram, especially over here into Illinois. So this is why, the SPC has added, a little risk area for 5% chance for tornadoes, mainly over here into Illinois, potentially extending all the way into Indiana. But you can see as the storms get into Indiana, that instability really starts to drop off. So definitely enough instability and upper level wind shear to support some strong thunderstorms, some severe weather, and tornadoes today. But on the backside of our storm, if we come over and look at our wind gusts, it's going to be happening on the backside of this storm. As you guys are about to see, we're probably going to see some pretty strong wind gusts make its way through Minnesota and Wisconsin with the snow that is expected on the backside of this storm. I just realized I don't have my video capture device up. Let me get that. There we go. Sorry about that. But yeah, we're going to have some backside wind on this storm. And as you can see, as this pushes through, that's when we're really going to start to see those blizzard conditions pick up. We are, potentially seeing some isolated blizzard conditions out here. Talking about over here into Iowa, over there into Minnesota. By the time we get into 8 p.m. tonight, could have a large area here of up to 40 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts out there. So definitely some pretty strong winds on the backside of the storm associated with some of the snow that we're going to be seeing today. And in terms of amounts, the latest amounts that we were talking about after our storm is all said and done. Let me go ahead and load all of this through. How windy is it supposed to be in Wisconsin? Potentially 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts, maybe getting up into 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Patrick is going live in a minute for Illinois. Okay, I'll bring that up. Indiana better not get a bad tornado. I hope not. But yeah, as I push this forward, you can see that this storm is going to be bringing snow to a lot of folks. We are talking about an isolated area here from Minnesota all the way up into northern Wisconsin, where we could see potentially up to a foot of snow. You can see up here on the top right. There is our little indicator for our inches there. And yeah, I mean, that's a decent amount. That'll be enough to play with. But for a little bit, when those roads get kind of slick and they get a little bit dicey, we could see some issues in terms of some snow on the backside of the storm on the roads. Initially, it'll probably be falling too fast in some portions, and with those for the snow plows to keep up, and in some portions it's going to be like blinding conditions with how fast the winds are going to be moving. So could have those blizzard conditions also making it pretty dangerous for snowfall. But basically the hot spots here is from Minnesota into northern Iowa, going into northern Illinois, and potentially back over there, or not potentially, definitely Wisconsin could get anywhere from like 1 to 2, maybe even 3 inches. And the further north you go, the more snow you're going to get in Wisconsin. And look at this, the UP of Michigan could potentially get up to 2 feet of snow up there. Hey, thank you, Lola, the tornado, for being a member for officially 3 years. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Yeah, 3 years already. You barely believe it. Hello. Welcome, everybody. We're just doing a quick little forecast before we get into the coverage here. I'm over here on Weather Circle. This is my app that I'm using right here to do this forecast. And as you can see, while I'm doing this forecast, people are posting on Weather Circle. So it's not just, an app for radar and models. It's also an app where you can hang out with your friends, take screenshots of what you see, and post what's happening in your area so other people can be alert of what is happening in your area. You can see Tornado Explorer just posted there the link to the app. So if you guys want to come over here and join it, basic models are free. The chat is free, but if you do want to post videos and photos, you do have to pay $5 a month. But yeah, so that's pretty much what we're talking about in terms of snow and severe weather. One thing I do want to do, let's come back over here and turn on our latest SPC outlook. You can see out over here, we do have a marginal risk for severe weather. That's going to be in this lighter green area. That's going to be for parts of Arkansas, going up through Illinois, going into Indiana, parts of Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, back over there into Kentucky as well. And you can see we have this yellow area. This is a slight risk here for severe weather. And the reason why this is a slight risk is one, because of the tornado risk. As you can see, we do have a 5% tornado risk for parts of Urbana, Terre Haute, Lafayette, and Kankakee. If you guys live in these areas, make sure you guys are paying attention when that line of storm starts to fire and move through your area. By the time we get into around 4 to 5 p.m., maybe a little bit later. And also we have a 15% wind risk out here. That's going to be for Urbana, going up through Kokomo, over there near Marion, Bloomington, Indiana, Indianapolis, Evansville as well. So if you guys live in this area, just make sure you're weather aware today. It's going to be windy. We're going to have the potential for severe winds, and also there's some potentials for some tornadoes. And a cool little way that you can kind of visualize, where these tornadoes can happen. I added this model variable. Let me let this render out. I added this model variable to our models on the app, where you can see how the wind moves in the 10-meter range east to west, and you can also look at it north to south as well. So you can actually see where some of the velocity couplets might form later on today, which I think is pretty cool to see. Not only when we look at radar, we look at where some of those velocity couplets can show up. And as you can see, pushing this forward, this might be east to west, might not be the best. Let's do north to south. That might be a better depiction. Oh yeah, there you go. You see the winds on the backside going north, and on the front side, going south, and the winds on the front side going north. You can see the different colors there. That really allows you to see how these winds might mix in the lower levels. Got your computer working? Yeah, we got the computer working. Got the computer working. All right, so let's go ahead and push this forward. Oh, what did I do? No, I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. But let's come back over to here and check out on our current conditions out across the area. Back over here near Wisconsin and Minnesota, you can see that is where we are currently seeing our heaviest snow. This will continue to track further to the east and east as our storm intensifies. Also, we are starting to see the very beginning stages here of some convection starting to fire over here into Columbia as well. You can see Minneapolis back over here has some decent snow. If I come over to here, this is just on the eastern portion of Minneapolis. Not too windy yet, but you can definitely see a lot of snow is falling there. This is a little bit further into Wisconsin. You can see some pretty heavy snowfall here as well. Looks like the roads are clear out here. And you can also see some snow accumulation is also happening there on the ground. And then back over here, this is Columbia, Missouri, where we're watching to see if we can see that that small area of thunderstorms maybe extend down into Columbia. Is it too early for initiation? The stronger storms, these storms could initiate right now, but, the problem with that actually, turning into something dangerous is that it's going to take a little while for our forcing to really kick in and that instability to build. Starting to ramp up in Washburn County, Wisconsin. Yeah, this right here is our cam in Wisconsin. You can definitely see it is coming down. This is, just west of Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and you can really see that snow is coming down hard, and that will start to move throughout the entire state of Wisconsin. Yeah, the snow does go all the way down into Omaha, Nebraska. Omaha, Nebraska might be about to get some pretty heavy snow here in a little bit, as we have a pretty decent band of snow about to push into Omaha. You see that extends into Lincoln, Beatrice, all the way down into the Great Bend of Kansas over there near Salina as well. Now, you're not going to get as much accumulation out of this, but, you will definitely see some pretty heavy snow at some points here. And then we kind of have like a little bit of freezing rain potentially showing up over here near Newton and Marshalltown. All right, let's go check back over here on Weather Circle. See if we got any new reports from folks. Let's change this back over to the MRMS radar. Looks like we got somebody down over here. Virgo Bama Girl says, I just put Weather Circle on my home screen. Thank you, Evan. Yeah, that's exactly what you can do. You can put it on your home screen and it acts just like an app. If you turn on post notifications, it will send you post notifications, for people when people like your posts, when people follow you, and also when a weather alert is issued for your area. So give you a little follow. Thank you for joining Weather Circle. I look forward to your reports. Yeah, if you guys live up here, definitely consider joining Weather Circle so that we can get your reports out there. You can take photos of snow, take videos, show us, are you guys experiencing blizzard conditions? This will help us get that word out to people down the line and what they can expect out of this storm. Let me pin Tornado Explorer's message here as well, so that will always be in the pinned area of the chat, and then also he'll be posting it when I talk about it. Is the app free? Yeah, there is basic models on the app. Like looking at this, going into warning chat is free as well. So you can go like into your specific warning and chat with people that are local in your area. Nobody from Alabama can chat in your warnings. It's just you and whoever's in your local area can talk about the conditions in the warning chat, or you can post public here in the public hangout and show people, everybody what you're talking about out there. Yeah, that's that. So no reports yet in terms of the snow there, but yeah. If you do, though, want to post photos and videos, you are going to have to pay $5 a month because that increases data costs on my end, and also the models also increase a lot of data on my end as well. So if you want access to all models, you are going to have to pay that $5 a month. What is the main tornado threat will be with the storms located near the warm front triple point in this case? Yeah, it definitely will be. Let's come back over to here. We'll go to forecast models. Let me see if there is a model that will really, we think, would be a good model to show that triple point. I guess it would be, yeah, the north to south winds here in the lower levels. So let's go here and render that out. You're in the hospital from the 9th to the 7th. You were put in rehab facility. Oh no. Well, I hope you get better soon. That does not sound good. I really hope that you get better. Is it bad? What are you dealing with? All right, so yeah, you can see here a lot like where our winds are mainly going to be converging. When that line of storms develop. And you can definitely tell that we're going to have, winds coming out of the south and the winds coming out of the north here on the orange. And right where those winds converge is where we're going to be seeing our highest tornado threat. You can also see that like the winds coming out of the north up here, that is where our warm front will be further up to the north. And then right here on this line and boundary where we have some pretty decent shear along the northern side is where we're probably going to see our highest tornado threat. So that's why it's back over here into Illinois and Indiana, as there will be, as we just saw, potentially enough instability. You're in Missouri, winds changed quick. Thank you for the update. I do appreciate that. Prefrontals that could somehow form could produce. I don't think the warm sector is big enough for prefrontals. Okay, I think we have a storm chaser live. I can find their link. Did he change his name, Patrick? I'm struggling to find his channel. I searched his channel and I'm getting like weird channel suggestions. I don't know what the heck is going on. Indiana is starting to get some wind now. You're in Bedford, not sure about other spots. Yeah, so Indiana's back over here. We have had a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings associated with this area of convection. There's no severe thunderstorm warnings right now, but that'll definitely bring in some wind eventually into Rochester over there near South Bend as well. Still storm chaser. Yeah, let me search that. Okay, it looks like he's about to go live at 11:50. December 28th. Okay, it's December 28th. Okay, so he is supposed to be live, but he's not live yet. He is near Omaha, it says. I will get that set up. We will put him somewhere. Actually, we'll just wait for now. All right, let's go check out to see what all different conditions are happening out there. So that was Eastern Minnesota. Let's come down here into our Minneapolis. Let's come down here into Southern Minneapolis and just check out to see what's happening here. It looks like some road conditions are getting a little bit worse out there. JBL Sound is live. Not sure where they are right now. Who is JBL? Have we used them before? Yeah, Paige and Bryce are going live today, just later, like 4 p.m. I think they're chasing the tornado threat. Come down here. This is in northern Iowa, or like kind of north central Iowa. You see snow is starting to fall and coat the ground near Ames. Fortunately, we still have this problem with these weather warnings. Not allowing us to click on these cameras. Okay, yeah, this is just to the east of Omaha. You can see snow is starting to fall, and camera's shaking a little bit. So that means that we are getting a little bit windier out there in Iowa as well. Let's go check over in Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin's getting kind of the heaviest snow right now, especially over there near Eau Claire. Oh yeah, look at that. Very heavy snowfall over here in Eau Claire. And as you guys can see, the road conditions are getting a little bit worse. You're in east central Nebraska and Bellevue, just south of Omaha. Super windy and no real snow yet. Okay. Beatrice. Oh, okay. Yeah, Omaha should be getting some heavier snow here in a little bit. Is this a briefing for later? No. We're going to be live from now all the way until the tornado threat ends. I mean, we've got a winter storm that is ramping up. That's over there in Eau Claire. Let's see how far east this snow goes. So it should near La Crosse. Should be our line. So here's some cameras near La Crosse. Yeah, you can see La Crosse is kind of just on that transition from rain to snow. Right now in La Crosse, Wisconsin, we are seeing more rain than snow right now. And I think that's going to be the case just a little bit further west than that as well. If that camera's not working, try this one. Yeah, still raining in La Crosse, but that should transition into snow within the hour. Illinois just got an enhanced risk, in Indiana too. Honestly, given what the models just look like with all of that instability, with 1,000 joules per kilogram potentially being available for these storms, that's not overly surprising. Let me go see if I can get that graphic up for you guys. Still a slight risk on my end. Still says slight risk. Looks like we did get a mesoscale discussion an hour ago. They were highlighting those storms that had a severe thunderstorm warning on them earlier. And that they could re-spark up in Indiana. So if you live in like northwestern Indiana, I would still be watching particularly this line of storms here that's heading into Knox. Still could get some stronger winds out of that. Yeah, I don't see an enhanced risk. It's a slight risk right now. I think I just got one guide. But, you know, honestly, with how strong the wind shear is and the fact that we will have some potential 1,000 joules per kilogram, I wouldn't be surprised with like an isolated strong tornado threat. The cells are ramping up. There are some storms trying to fire over here near Palmyra. These could eventually be the beginning. This will be the beginning of our storms, but they are still kind of small right now. Not very strong line of storms yet. Kind of some baby storms. This is just kind of our first initiation here of our storms of the day. But we're not expecting those to really become anything too crazy until about like 30 minutes to an hour of now, where we could start to see some severe wind and then maybe some stronger tornado threat as this moves closer to Bloomington and Jacksonville. Man, look at this snow here in Wisconsin. It's really coming down here in western Wisconsin. And I think you can actually kind of see the southern portion. Yeah, look at this. This is the southern portion of that line in Columbia. Not really much here in Missouri in terms of strong storms. Let me go a little bit further to the east. Might be able to get a better view. You can see there is some clouds starting to convect over here near Columbia, which is a sign that our line is extending, at least trying to convect further south, even though we're not really seeing too much precipitation on radar just yet. I do believe that, areas like St. Louis will eventually have to watch out for some severe weather later on today. Go back over to this camera here for now. Blondie, can we use his feed? Sorry, you might have already answered that, but I might have missed it in chat. Yeah, it seems like our worst conditions are out over here near Eau Claire. Let's get a camera up here from Eau Claire. There we go. The most interior, yeah, if Evansville, Indiana did get a tornado, what would you suggest? So yeah, the most interior portion of your house. So like on the first floor of your house and like the most interior portion of your house, so you basically want as many walls in between you and the outside as humanly possible. And the reason why that is you're gonna have flying debris, and that's gonna be coming in. And the more walls that you have in between you and that flying debris, the slower that debris, or the more that debris will get slowed down before it gets to you. And also, your outer walls, those will probably, if it's a strong tornado, those will probably be the first thing to go. You've probably seen photos of a complete, like a whole house destroyed, but still like a bathroom left. And that's because of the science and how tornadoes interact with houses. And so definitely want to be in the most, interior portion of your house with as many walls in between you and the outside. And that'll be your highest chance of survival if you don't have a tornado shelter. But I would look online and see if you have any local tornado shelters near you. You'd be surprised. He's given us permission. Okay. Let me look him up. JBL Sound. Actually, I'll just go to your X chat. Where do I put him? I'll put him here. It'll be our severe weather spot. We do have a storm chaser out there named JBL Sound God on YouTube. He's out there chasing. And so we'll use them first, but then when some of our other storm chasers get online, we'll probably use them. But huge shout out to JBL Sound. If you guys find them on YouTube, make sure that you hit that subscribe and like button on their stream to help them. They're small streamer, 127 subscribers. So give them some love, give them a chance. Also, a little surprising thing down here, we could have some blizzard warnings or some blizzard conditions back over here on the New Mexico and Texas state line. So keep an eye out for that over there. It's just going to be some colder air, and we're going to have a little shortwave try to develop down over here, and it'll be cold enough air to see some snow. As far south as mainly in Texas, it's not going to really spread further off to the east, unfortunately, or fortunately, honestly, for Texas, because just a little bit of snow completely shuts that area down. Can I check the meso analysis? Sure, we can check the meso analysis. See what's happening currently across the area. At least for our severe weather threat. So yeah, you can see we have a 998 millibar low pressure system right now. Look at our instability. We got about 1,000 joules per kilogram out in front of this little skinny line that we've been watching. So there is some instability building in, enough to support severe weather and a legitimate tornado threat down there. But that line of storms is not very mature yet. So also going to be watching for storms to fire out in front and merge with the line. Our mid-level lapse rates are decent. Our lower level lapse rates are pretty low around our storm right now. So not super conducive yet for tornadic activity. But, one of the things that is going to be pretty present out here is going to be that lower level instability or lower level shear. We've already got 40 knots out in front of this line of storms. So once that line of storms moves into that environment, it's not going to, some of these parameters just really aren't going to matter that much, given the fact that, that lower level shear is going to help with buoyancy. It's going to help really spin and mix the air down at the surface. And that's going to allow for some tornadogenesis to take place more than likely as this line moves into, central Illinois. But yeah, parameters are there. They're building. Not super conducive yet, but definitely something to keep an eye on. Can we get a future look at St. Louis today? Yeah, we totally can. Oh, looks like we have another post over here in Oklahoma. Let's go check that out first. Leslie says, was 71 degrees winds changed quickly and dropping and is dropping fast. Looks like the temperatures are dropping fast here in Oklahoma. This is a report near Tulsa, Oklahoma. So looks like you guys are about to get a little bit more chilly out there. But yeah, this is my app here, Weather Circle. You guys should join. Seriously, you guys should join. The link is in the pinned comment in chat. And the main purpose of this is just to spread weather awareness. Make a post. Here's the app. Here's how it loads. You get all these warnings. You can chat in the warnings with your neighbors, and you can post storm reports here in the Hangout, and I'll show them on stream. You know, if you're up here in Minnesota or Wisconsin, it'll definitely help us understand exactly what is happening on the ground. We really want to hear from you guys. We really do, because you guys can really help us warn people out in front of this storm. So if you could come over here to Weather Circle, you don't have to do the paid subscription, but if you do want to do like photos and videos, you are going to have to pay $5 a month. But that also gives you a large data set and models to choose from as well. But let's go look at the future models here. This is the HRRR. Let's go over to composite reflectivity and just kind of look at the line of storms that are going to be possible today. And not the 17Z, we'll do the 16Z here. So yeah, as we go into about the afternoon hours, we're really going to start to see the line develop. You know, we had someone ask about St. Louis. St. Louis is likely, you know, not going to see any storms today. But if this line develops fast enough, that's going to be your conditional risk. So it's pretty conditional down there in St. Louis. But if that line goes to the south fast enough, you could potentially see some storms. But it looks like the line develops after St. Louis there. So not overly concerned with St. Louis, but I would keep an eye on it just in case that line gets down further to the south. Our best kinematics, though, are going to be up here, you know, more towards Urbana, maybe going down into Carbondale and eventually into Indiana. But man, by the time we get into 6 p.m., we could have a line of thunderstorms that extends all the way from Michigan back down into Texas. And, you know, given that some people have already posted on the app, by 8 p.m., Sandy could see some severe thunderstorms there. And then, you know, further down the line, you know, into parts of Alabama, Virgo Bama could get a line of storms. Probably not going to be severe, but could see some windiness and definitely some big temperature swings as that colder air works its way behind our storm there. Yeah, that's kind of the timing right now in terms of our line of storms. You know, not... Again, conditional risk with these supercells, but definitely need to keep an eye on them as they basically starting at around 2 p.m., going into around 6 p.m. And then further up to the north, if we switch this over to the precipitation type here, we can go look at when our snow is going to develop or how our snow will act, at least while we're live today. So as of right now, you can see that, you know, our storm isn't super organized. It's just kind of a blob of rain and snow right now. But as we go throughout the day, you can really see, you know, our storm start to strengthen, that pressure is dropping. And that's where we're going to start to see those winds pick up as well, especially into like going into like the later evening, into the nighttime hours here. Talking about over there in St. Paul, Wisconsin, could be getting that heavy snow mixed with some pretty strong winds. And then that snow starts to dip down a little bit further south into Iowa, into Chicago, also into Michigan by the time we get into 1 a.m. on Monday. And then eventually this thing is going to start to move off to the east. Another thing that we have to keep an eye out for is for some freezing rain over here into the northeast. We could have very slippery roads and dangerous conditions out there as we go into around 5 to 6 p.m. This is going to be mainly, you know, that kind of, it's going to be like rain. Really, it's going to be like rain. And it's not going to feel like anything dangerous, but that rain's going to hit the surface and it's going to freeze pretty quickly. And so, you know, if you really live anywhere from, you know, northeast Pennsylvania, especially over here like near Schenectady, Albany, Utica, definitely avoid driving as that rain starts. It's just going to look like rain. It's going to feel like rain, but then all of a sudden everything's going to become slick and icy. Could even see some power outages there as well, as, you know, you get enough ice on the power lines, starts to, you know, destroy some of the power lines. And then eventually that transition a little bit into snow, but still some icy conditions over there in New Hampshire, Vermont, and northern New York. But yeah, snow, severe weather, dangerous winds. It's all there with this storm. But yeah, that's the update there on the timing. And again, Weather Circle. Link is in the pinned comment and chat. Copy that. You appreciate it? Yeah, no problem. Absolutely no problem. Looks like a nice app. It works most of the time. I've still got to work on some things on it. Getting that precipitation type took about 12 hours because I had to combine 5 models together to make that precipitation type. And then I was combining it in an app that caused the browser to crash. And so then I combined it in the database instead before it serves to the app. And that seemed to have worked pretty well. How am I doing? I'm doing pretty well. I am doing pretty well. Well, the worst for us in Vermont. Yeah, Vermont needs to watch out for that ice. That icing is going to be a problem. All right, looks like our snow is moving a little bit further into the interior here of Wisconsin. Looks like we're still getting heavy snow back over there in Minnesota as well. Back over here into Omaha, looks like you guys might be getting a little bit heavier snow over there too. Let me see if I can fix that camera problem real quick. I appreciate that, Christopher. You've been enjoying the warm weather, but I guess it's about to be over. Yeah. Hey, look, we got someone else posting from Alabama. Y'all can keep the cold and snow. Southern Dad said, hey, I agree with you there. That's going to get a like from me and a follow. Thank you so much for posting on the app and giving us a little bit of humor. Yeah, I mean, in terms of temperatures, the warm weather is about to be over forever. All right, looks like this loaded. Sorry. All right, so yeah, you can see it's nice and warm out there right now, but you know look at this cold air behind. Oof. Over there in Illinois, it's going to be 66 degrees, and then by the time we get into tonight, it is going to be 15 degrees. Yikes. That's cold. That's not gonna feel good. Does early January look snowy or busy as far as I can see? I don't look that far in the future. It's just pointless. So I don't know. Maybe. Could be. Hello, hello. How's my computer doing? I took my computer to the Huntsville PC or Huntsville computer doctor, and they figured out that my every single one of my fans of my computer was actually blowing out of the computer. So the company that pre-built my computer basically created a vacuum inside of my computer, and that's what was causing it to crash. So they flipped those fans around. They also opened up a lot more inside of the computer in order that the air could flow better. We did figure out that my radiator in my computer that's connected to my liquid cooling is a little bit inefficient, but overall, I mean, the computer works. Where are all my mods? They're here. Let's see here. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, convection is getting a little bit more organized. Still needs some time, though, for some of these storms to mature. That's good. Yeah, I mean, it hasn't crashed since, so I'm pretty happy. You had no airflow. That would be a good reason for it not to work. Yeah. Can you imagine, like, as a computer company, right? And you're building these pre-built computers. If you can't even install the fans in the right direction, should you be really making computers? Like, I bought this from Best Buy. Like, how is that even possible? How do you not check that the computer has airflow? It doesn't make any sense. The Camp Point storm seems to be most dominant. Yeah, this one up to the north, yeah. Seems to be the most dominant right now. Still not a mature cell, but definitely still worth monitoring these storms further down to the south. All right, let's go back and look at what's happening now. So I do think I want to check La Crosse and see if that rain has transitioned more into snow yet. It's hard to tell. It may be a coating of something, but that could also be rain. I think that's rain. Still looks like we're getting rain in La Crosse. It looks like this furthest to the east. Some of this snow is happening is over near Black River Falls, which should be like here near Brockway. Kind of looks more rainy there than snow. We'll go over to Osseo. Yeah, just a couple miles away. Look at the difference. Some heavy snow here in Osseo, and then you go just down to Brockway, and it looks more like rain. So that right there is our rain snow line for sure there in Wisconsin. No snow falling in La Crosse yet. We do have a little bit of a stronger snow band forming to the east of Des Moines. I want to click into it, but it doesn't let me click. Let me just remove the warnings off of this map. Okay, sorry about that. All right, let's see. Might be able to click on this camera. You can see there is some snow accumulation happening over here in near Des Moines, but it looks like Des Moines is missing out on the heaviest snow, but there is a heavier band coming. I do want to check out over near Omaha if I can. Unfortunately, we can't. Okay, so let me fix that first, and then I just need to add a way to toggle these warnings on and off, and then that'll fix the camera not being clickable part. All right, let's go check to see if we have any new updates on Weather Circle. Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we have too many people tuning in that are up here into like Minnesota and Wisconsin. So unfortunately, we're not getting any reports out of there yet. Minnesota's getting hit hard. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Wisconsin's getting the heaviest snow right now, though. I mean, over there near Eau Claire, Ladysmith, Medford, and Barron. That seems to be the area getting the heaviest snow right now. Michigan is next. Yep. Yeah. First, it's going to be like rain and potentially some freezing rain up there in northern Michigan. And then eventually, after our storm really strengthens and starts to move off to the east, it will eventually make it into Michigan. Yeah. The cold front and warm front are pretty clear on satellite imagery. Let's check that out. Why is that not working? Okay. We come back over to weather circle. I don't know why that's all weird there. We'll go not forecast models. We'll do satellite. Oh yeah. Yeah, right there. You can see it. Right in this area. I can even see some of the storms bubbling up here on satellite as well. That's pretty cool. How strong I think the winds will get in southern Wisconsin, potentially up to 40 to 50 miles per hour. What does the colors mean? What do you mean? What do the colors mean? My last map? Oh. Yeah, we'll go check that out in just a second. So the on weather circle, the colors mean. Oh, look, we do have somebody out over here. This is Jan. Says county roads 100% ice covered. Wow. From Rondell, Iowa to Minnesota, border travel not advised. 100% ice covered. Winds causing whiteout conditions. So it looks like things are getting pretty bad over there near Mason City, just to the west of Mason City. So watch out out there. Thank you, Jan, for that update. Thank you. It looks like they are in that blizzard warning there as well. That is a big help. Thank you for reporting that. Yeah, these colors right here, these are the warnings. You can click on them to do like a chat in the warning, or you can come over here to public hangout and post. That's on Weather Circle. That's the app. Let's come over here. There we go. Okay. Back over to here. Line is starting to develop. Yeah, let's go back and check in on that. Yeah, definitely. Still seeing some storms try to fire here. Still not any mature storms yet. It's just to the east of Palmyra here into western Illinois. Oops. Into western Illinois. But yeah, storms could definitely intensify here over the next hour or so, and we could start to see some severe weather. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Did the Sierras actually get 100 inches of snow that some models forecasted? I don't know. Probably. Usually on the on the top parts of these mountains, you get orographic lift, and when you get like an atmospheric river come in, the Sierras get a crap ton of snow. So it's raining here now, then ice, then snow overnight. All right. It's raining hard here now, then I. Oh wait, I already read that. Okay. Sorry. Hey, thank you, Relic, for the 5. Thank you so much. Yeah, I did see that. That's pretty crazy, huh? A tornado in California in winter. The last tornado of the year? I doubt that. We'll probably. I do think there's a pretty good chance, unfortunately, that we see a tornado today. Sorry, I'm still trying to fix this map. Why have I been behind a day recently? What does that mean? Theoretically work. Get it. Why did everything get so quiet, Evan and chat? Well, I'm currently working on something, and I mean, you just don't have a lot of people watching, so not gonna be, you know, people they get excited about snow, but watching a snow live stream is typically pretty boring because it's basically like, hey, it's snowing. Here's where the snow is, and it doesn't move fast like a severe thunderstorm. So, you know, it's just kind of like, well, it's still snowing here. And then people that live there are like, yep, it's still snowing. And then they go out and play with it. You're watching from New Zealand? Welcome, welcome. No music? Can you guys not hear the music? Yeah, it's really quiet. Why is that? Let me fix that. That better? I do it through Epidemic Sounds. It's very anticlimactic. Yeah, there is no climax technically because, you know, people really are just watching. It's like, when is the snow gonna get to me? So, you know, we probably have people that are like out over here. You know, the blizzard conditions are gonna get pretty are crazy. You know, but like in the end, people look at it and they're just like, well, I mean, it's just something that doesn't change very fast. It's just like there's snow, and then, you know, the main thing that kind of works on a live stream format is the severe weather because it changes very fast. You know, and it's dangerous. Like snow is not going to kill you unless you're like driving. But if you're driving, you shouldn't be watching a live stream anyways. So you like to watch all weather? Fair enough. Everybody's different. I honestly, snow bores the crap out of me, but But today's a little different. You know, we could have some pretty dangerous blizzard conditions and some power outages. So, and also with that severe weather later on today. Why is Carfax suddenly a very consistent ad choice by YouTube? I don't know. They probably paid a lot of money recently for advertisement. And thank you, Norm. Thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. Watching in Mount Vernon, Illinois, waiting for the lines of storms to push through later today. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be probably later. Storms are still trying to develop. They're not going to really be big storms. So we do have to keep an eye out for like rotations like that early on, because they're just not going to look like big and bad storms. We're talking a pretty low top supercell threat today. But yeah, I mean, once this line develops, we could see, you know, some severe weather start to be, severe warnings start to be issued, and then potentially some tornado warnings as well. For some reason, though, my my warning overlay system isn't working today. I don't know what's causing that. But I can technically, I think, trigger it somewhat manually. Maybe not. I don't know why that's cut off on the top. Oh, it should be like that. That's why. And then if a tornado warning happens, I can click that. Yeah. So we can technically do it manually still. I didn't delete that, but we don't have any tornado warnings right now, so we're going to be using this. I don't know what happened. The guy that runs that program has not responded, as he's working right now. But he did respond recently. He said, yeah, I'll have to check into it when I get home. Work double. Oh, wow. Oof. Yeah, the warning overlay might get might be ready in time. Currently in West Virginia, beginning 7 p.m. Yeah, some dangerous ice conditions could be possible really anywhere up into the Northeast, mainly due, you know, to just rain falling. And the thing is that it's gonna look like rain, folks. It's gonna look like rain. It is not gonna look like ice. So don't think that, you know, just because it's raining and you're not seeing ice pellets, that it's not freezing rain. Yeah, I mean, back over here, especially over here into Northeast Pennsylvania and New York, we could see icing really all the way through that area. Anywhere where you see this pink, that's where we're expecting freezing rain, and to see some ice accumulation all the way throughout that area. So, you know, if you are anywhere in this pink here into parts of Pennsylvania, going into New York, as we started around 5 p.m., that's when it'll be. The rain will be its most intense. And like over there near Utica and Schenectady and Albany and all, that's going to freeze when it makes contact with the surface. Don't want ice? Yeah, ice sucks. It can cause power outages. It can cause bad travel issues, and it's hard to clear off the roads. Not as easy to clear off the roads as, you know, snow. Okay, now this should work. Gonna have to wait for these cameras to load here. But I've removed the warning code for now. So that basically we can click on a camera no matter what. And I gotta figure that out. Figure the rest of it out on another time. All right, guys, I need to use the restroom real quick. Just give me 1 second. All right. I am back. Camera's still loading. A lot of cameras that go on this map, so it's going to take a while for them to load. Keep waiting. Oh, there they are. Okay, so now we can check areas like Omaha and all of that, where these little warnings were. There we go. All right, let's see here. So up into like the Omaha area. I think that snow is moving by. And like that camera's working. Yeah, this is just right on the border here of Iowa and Omaha. Looks like there is a little bit of a dusting that has appeared here. Let's come over east of Des Moines. Where is it? Over near like Newton. Like right in this area. Could be a decent little heavy band of snow in this area if I can find a camera that works. It looks like a lot of these cameras in this area are not functioning. Oh, here we go. Yeah, you can see with this snow squall, there is some snow and some decent winds near Newton. This is in Newton, Iowa. Man, that snow is really picking up near Eau Claire, though. Holy moly. Let's see how far this has moved in. So here's Eau Claire. Oh, yeah, look at that. Near whiteout conditions over here in Eau Claire. It's a little bit stronger, though, a little bit further to the east. It's like right here should be like the strongest snow. Oh, yeah, look at that. Wow. Big time snow falling there. Season's greetings to all. Season's greetings to you as well. How's everybody's day been so far today? Doing okay. Thanks for asking. 42 here in Milwaukee. Jeez Louise. It is warm. That's warm for Milwaukee. Yeah, this is definitely our heaviest area of snow. You still see there's quite a few people driving out there as well. Let's see. Check back over near Brooklyn Park here in Minnesota. Yeah, still some pretty heavy snow falling out here too. I do want to check back over there in La Crosse and see if we have transitioned into complete snow mode yet or not. Still looks kind of rainy. Maybe some flakes mixed in there. Yeah, it looks like maybe like a mixed rain and snow. I think there are some flakes in there. Maybe starting to fall into La Crosse, Wisconsin. Cold. 18 in upstate New York. Wow. Hope I am well. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Let me see. AG is live yet. They might have moved their stream back. Or stream up. Let's see. They are not live. They go live at 4 p.m. Is it coming to Milwaukee? Yeah, it should eventually. You know, if we come over here, you can see this is our... actually, we've got a new model run coming in, the 17Z. Looks like that's fully in. What'd you say? To Milwaukee. So yeah, here's Milwaukee right here. Yeah, it looks like that rain snow line should get to Milwaukee. Should be like fully snowing by around like 10 p.m. tonight. And yeah, some dangerous winds could be associated with that. Maybe even some blizzard conditions as well. And you guys are going to be in the snow and potentially receive a decent amount there. Let's come back and check in on our storms down here. Yeah, it looks like we are getting a storm develop near Vermont and Table Grove here in Illinois. It is still our dominant cell right now. I'm not really seeing any dangerous rotation with it yet, though. But we're going to be keeping an eye on that storm as it's pretty close to that warm front. Man, look at this camera. It's getting covered. I wanna have this be the updated version of the app too, so we can look at the snow and stuff without warnings. My sky is emotional, facing west, all white with a sharp angle southwest. The sun is setting path the calm before. That was quite poetic. Winds have definitely picked up even more in Indiana. Interesting. What would you estimate those winds to be? Did Patrick ever go live? I know he was trying to go live. Yeah, it looks like he is live. He is in Champaign, Illinois. Put him here. This is what it looks like in Champaign, which is... where's Champaign? Yeah, near like Urbana. So he's well out in front of the storm right now, just waiting for that line to develop. Let's see what he's talking about.
You might have a PDS John McKinney intercept, though.
Watching and waiting. That is what he said there. Okay, looks like this finally loaded here. We don't have anything near Mason City. Want this camera to be like more on the rain snow line, which is like right here. There we go. So we just got a mesoscale discussion here. This is what we've been seeing on radar. They say moderate to heavy snow rates will become more likely as cold advection and dynamic cooling increases. It's about to get a little bit more snow, which we've already been seeing that kind of happen on our cameras. That's talking about this area back over here in Wisconsin. That is really getting that heavy snow right now. The front is expected to develop and push all the way down, potentially into eastern Texas. So we're talking about areas just to the east of St. Louis, all the way through the middle of Arkansas, potentially into eastern Texas. Could see some thunderstorms today, or at least some heavier rain at some point. So thin line most likely will extend all the way down there. I think there might be some cars stopped. Somewhere near here. Cars are still moving there. Where is that? Yeah, that should, apparently there is some traffic, or was some traffic pretty close to where this camera is. You can see that a little bit more cars here, but no camera direct view on that. We are having some travel issues north of Des Moines. Not sure. Yeah, our cameras don't go that far up north, unfortunately. But just south of Mason City, there are some travel issues there. What about in Minneapolis? Yeah. Yeah, so far, nothing too crazy. Northeast Minneapolis might be having some travel issues out over here. But yeah, no camera view of it. And thank you, Stormtellier, for subscribing. Thank you, thank you. Welcome. Yeah, other than that, I mean, there are some slower travel conditions happening in some areas, but nothing overly too crazy right now. You would expect over near like Eau Claire, there would be worse travel conditions, but it sounds like they're handling it pretty well right now. Everything is a bit wonky right now. Yeah, the world is weird, man. The world is really weird right now. Just to get it working? Huh, that's weird. Blame it all on AI. Yeah, AI is getting out of control. Can't tell what's real anymore online. It's just kind of ruining the internet. Yeah, still no rotation on these cells yet near Lewistown, but I'm keeping an eye on it. Sent me a Twitter DM of current conditions in Woodbury. Yeah, let me see if I can look at that. Oh, wow. Check this out. This is in Woodbury, Minnesota. Pretty windy. And snowy out there. Oh, wow. Yeah, that was a strong wind gust at the beginning. Thanks for sending that in. Am I AI or real? Definitely real, thankfully. Winds gusting to 40 miles per hour, wind chill down to 36 now in Tulsa. Interesting. That's that frontal boundary probably passing over you. If we can come over to the satellite. Yeah, you can see there's that frontal boundary pushing through. Temperatures are probably going to start to drop quite a bit for you. Just started snowing in Rusk County, Wisconsin as of like right now. Okay. Let me check Weather Circle if we have any new reports. We do not. Weather Circle is quiet today. Were you expecting any snow tonight in upstate New York? Not tonight, I don't think. Oh. What in the heck? That's all messed up. That's not good. So we just got a video here on the conditions here in, I think this is Wisconsin. The video came in kind of weird in the warning chat. I would try posting that in the regular chat if you want me to show it on screen. Also, Calamity Jess WX is predicting 10 inches of snow. Yeah, as you can see, they're chatting in the warning chat there. So they are giving us some information out there. I don't know why that's so glitchy over there. Maybe try posting that in public hangout. That should do a little bit better. Or it might just be the way that you posted or took the video. He goes out of the way to do an amount of push-ups on video. Facts. Storm barely, yeah, AI can't do push-ups. Yeah, I can. The storm's barely even on the marginals. I didn't expect much for another hour or two. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm expecting. I'm not expecting it to really pick up until about 3. But we do have some storms slowly developing, and they are getting a little bit stronger. Maybe could say there's a little bit of rotation here just north and east of Lewistown. But super weak. So not overly concerned about that. But that storm is trying to get its act together there. Definitely worth keeping an eye on. So very heavy snow falling over here. This is just north and west of Menomoney, Wisconsin. This is definitely one of our heaviest snow bands. No, I never got that. It's going to happen at some point. But I am scared. I figured out that I am scared of tattoos. But I am still going to do it. I'm just procrastinating it to the maximum degree. Yeah, all of this snow should make its way into Eau Claire here in a little bit. I mean, should be making its way over there. Like our radar is indicating that La Crosse should be getting some snow now. Still kind of seems like a rainy mix though. I think thank you, Bestest Jen, for being a member for 8 months. Thank you so much. New mesoscale discussion. Hasn't loaded in for me yet, but I will check it out when it comes through. Procrastinating is one of my downfalls. Yeah, it's one of mine too. I have very, very severe ADHD. Yeah, you can see these darker blue areas here on the map, like over here near Independence, Arcadia, Winona. Starting to get some pretty heavy rain or pretty heavy snow there, and then back over here near Menomoney. That's eventually going to be moving into Eau Claire. See it slowly tracking to the east. About to get a lot heavier snowfall likely over there in Eau Claire. Shell Lake's getting some pretty darn heavy snowfall. It's like our snow is filling in a little bit better here on the west side, but we still have kind of a snow hole over here near Mason City in Des Moines, Iowa. But yeah, snow extends all the way down into Clarinda, Falls City, Manhattan. Kansas is getting in on some snow. Let's go check that out on the on one of our cameras here. I think we can have our cameras in Kansas. Let's see, Topeka might even be getting some snow. Maybe. Kind of hard to tell on that view. Let's see, it's stronger over here near Manhattan. So let's check here. Oh yeah, look at this. This is in Manhattan, Kansas. Pretty nice snowfall, actually. This will eventually make its way into Topeka. And then, let's see. Coming back down to near Wichita, near Hutchinson. Should be seeing some snow there as well. Yeah, look at that. Pretty windy out here as well, near Hutchinson, Kansas. So this will eventually make its way into Wichita. Make it on that snow before too long in Grandview. Seems to be possible. My furthest west camera here in Missouri isn't showing anything yet. Maybe a flake or two there, potentially. Here in Iowa, more towards like Atlantic. I think that's like right here. Also, we have a decent band of snow as well. Yeah. And that will eventually be moving into Des Moines. This is Des Moines snow that's coming. Yeah, you can see just very far northwestern Missouri is getting some snow right now. Multi-vehicle accidents on I-35. Semis can't see vehicles. They are right up on them. Uh-oh. Clear Lake, Iowa. Let me see if we have a camera view on that. Not good. Where's Clear Lake? Oh yeah, I don't have a cam up there. Let me just make sure. There are technically cameras up there, but none of them appear to be working right now. Yeah, I can't get a view on that, unfortunately, but it does sound, I can see that there are road closures happening pretty much just north of Des Moines, all the way up into Clear Lake. Let me see if I can. Yeah, it's snowing a little bit here. Probably going to get worse here in a little bit, as this snow band moves in from Atlantic. And we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning out over here. This is going to be, yeah, is a tornado possible? Tag on it. Go check. Yeah, there's a little area of rotation right there south of St. David. It's moving off to the east. This is in Illinois, heading towards Pekin, Banner, Manito, South Pekin, Tremont, Mackinac, Groveland, and Morton. This is mainly going to be for 60-mile-per-hour winds associated with this severe thunderstorm coming through. So make sure you guys are indoors and away from windows, and be keeping an eye on that potential there. There you go. A first severe thunderstorm warning of the day. or at least of the stream. Fortunately, we don't have any cams in Illinois. Let me see where beyond our Patrick is. Okay, he's still in Champaign, Illinois, so he's still waiting for the storms to get to him. Does anybody know where this guy is at? JBL Sound is at? Can we get like a location update, Blondie? Sioux Falls looks pretty clear right now, so I think you guys are good to go there. Weather Channel just named the storm yesterday. I don't think anybody watches the Weather Channel anymore. I'm just kidding. Yeah, Sioux Falls not really getting much. Definitely gonna get windy and cold there. Definitely gonna get windy and cold. Personalizing naming storms gets people's attention, kind of, yeah. I mean, I don't have any issue of it. Our chat crashed. Refresh it. I'll have to close it and reopen it. Yeah, that rotation that was on there is kind of gone now. So it's mainly just some damaging wind potential. But you can see that our line is trying to develop further down to the south a little bit more. With some convective initiation trying to happen west of St. Louis. But nothing dangerous in terms of like a severe storm or anything as of right now. And it kind of looks like JBL Studios is getting close to something. He's 20 miles east of Champaign, Illinois. Oh, okay. Is he traveling towards the storm or away from it? Do we know? Towards it? Oh, okay. I thank you, Blondie, for being a member for 2 whole years. Thank you. I do appreciate that support, Blondie. Man, the snow just keeps on going up here. Super heavy snow, almost whiteout conditions. Oh, PA Storm Trackers is out. I did not know that. We can use them. All right, we got PA storm trackers up. Doing that. Is that something on their end doing that? Oh, it is. Let's go check in on the latest. Yeah, latest update here from our radar. Still not seeing any dangerous rotation with this storm. Not seeing any dangerous areas of rotation pretty much across the board right now, but still some severe wind is coming towards Pekin, Manito, and Morton. How am I doing? I'm doing all right. Just hanging in there. Been super slow. I've been working on the app really hard. That's why I've been like super, and my computer broke, but I got that fixed. But that's why I've been super inactive, at least in terms of the forecasting. We've still been going live for like the severe weather and all that kind of stuff, but it's just been, I've been really working on the app. I really do feel like it can play a really good role in reporting and making sure people are in the know of what is happening, like on the ground, you know, with like a social aspect to it as well, where you can chat and figure out what's happening. Oh, here's that video that was posted earlier. This is in Wisconsin. Some pretty big snowflakes there. This is from Patrick. Cute little puppers. But yeah, as you can see, you know, when you're signed up for Weather Circle, you can post videos and photos, and you know, it just gets the word out about the storms. And you can also monitor, you can also look at models, and eventually we are going to be putting in, you know, actual real-time radar. That is on my to-do list. Getting 18 inches of snow upstate New York. Oh, wow. Enjoy. Yeah, I-35 is closed. Yeah, I'm hearing of some pretty bad travel conditions out there. Let's come back here and check in on our severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah, latest here on our severe thunderstorm warning. Still the potential for some 60-mile-per-hour winds coming into Pekin and South Pekin, but still not seeing any evidence of strong rotation developing on that storm yet. We're gonna have to wait a little bit longer for a tornado threat to materialize. I think PA Storm Trackers is pretty close to this.
Super chat. I'm getting there. Sound the alarm. We have a super chat. Whoop whoop. Thank you, Avon, for the super chat. Unfortunately, not gonna be able to make it today. Going through some tough times right now. Have fun. Thank you, Avon. We'll back a tornado for you.
Where is 50 in Illinois?
A little bit of lightning in Canton. Storms.
Yeah, they're not really that close to the storm either. I think they're sitting in a pretty similar place as Patrick. Are they not? Let me get JBL back up on this area here. Apparently he's driving towards the storm, so we might see it from him first. A lot of the storm chasers out there are just kind of sitting and waiting. He's got all his ducks in a row. Yeah, certainly does. Yeah, they're called storm trackers, but everybody calls them storm quackers. They love ducks. East of Champaign, yeah. Yeah, same with Patrick. Patrick's east of Champaign. So is PA Storm Quackers. So don't have any views on this storm yet, but we will let you guys know when we can get that for you. Do you think we'll see a tornado today? I definitely think it's possible, yeah. Definitely think it's possible. Champaign, the furthest west in Illinois. Champaign is like over, where is Champaign? Yeah, it's over here near Urbana. So it's pretty far east of where our storms are right now. But eventually we will see this line work its way all the way down and unzip. It's going to be quite quick too when it really starts to happen, when that forcing arrives and hits that moisture. Staying home all week, we are expecting 50 mile per hour with the lake effect. Yeah, that lake effect snow will pile up for a lot of folks after this comes through. It's gonna have those strong winds on the backside, and the water temperatures on the lakes are really gonna allow for some convection to initiate off the lakes, causing a lot of snow over there near Buffalo. Thank you, Cheryl, for the $20 donation. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Come back over here and check back in Wisconsin. We still have some pretty heavy snow bands happening over here just west of Eau Claire, and it still seems like it's not quite made it to Eau Claire. Another pretty heavy snow band near Osseo. See if I can get a view on that. Yeah, thank you so much, Cheryl. I do appreciate that. That is very helpful. Oh yeah, look at this. Also some wind with the camera shaking. This is near Osseo. Man, look at this. So much snow is starting to take out some of the sunlight there. At the furthest west, the bad storms are going to fire. Champaign, I would say, is pretty much in the bullseye for today. I think the storms are already firing. And And then it's gonna eventually, those storms are gonna move into Indiana as well, where we could see tornadoes. I think our highest tornado threat is in eastern Illinois and western Indiana. Yes, you have to pay in order to share photos and videos. Yeah. It's mainly because data cost. It costs a lot to store those on the app. But it's only $5 a month. Brandon Payne is by Pontiac. Okay. No one seems to be all that talkative today. Everybody okay? It's just it's snow. Not a whole lot to say about it. It's just, it's falling heavy. Still. Falling heavy. There's some pretty strong winds. Things will get probably a little bit more talkative when the severe weather threats gets a little bit more organized. But with snow, it doesn't change very fast. Wow, look at this little band here. Is that snow? No, that's mixed precip. Speaking of severe weather, back over here near Pekin, looks like our storm is about to move into Pekin in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Maybe a little bit more rotation trying to develop again here just to the west of Pekin, but that again is still pretty weak rotation right now. Do I use Discord or Twitter or Facebook? Yeah, you can share on Twitter if you want for free. I'll always show it. If you share it on Twitter, you can tag me on Twitter as well. And there's that link in the chat from eRev. Nice to see eRev. Been a minute. And we're starting to get a pretty heavy snow band potentially over here near Waukon, near Postville as well, here in northeastern Iowa. That's actually one of our heaviest snow bands there. To move into like Waukon, Benamor, and Lancaster over there in Wisconsin. No more Discord? I mean, yeah, Discord's there. We can always show Discord as well. I just don't check it that much. Let me check to see if we have any weather photos. Yeah, there's no new weather photos in Discord. Let me check the winter weather tab. Yeah, nothing. So we just got a report out of Indiana here on Weather Circle. From Ty, says it's 68 degrees with a dew point of 65. Strongest winds gust is 14 miles per hour so far. And that is over on the border there of Ohio and Indiana. Thank you for sharing. Still a little area of rotation here as this storm moves into Pekin. Still not very strong. I'm not seeing any debris associated with that, but I'm still keeping an eye on it. All right. Well, I'll be right back, folks. I'm going to use the restroom again. Been drinking a lot of water, trying to stay hydrated. Hope I had a good Christmas. Yeah, we technically just celebrated Christmas yesterday with the extended fam, and that was nice. See my brother again and his wife and his kids. Opened some Christmas presents, had a nice little dinner as well. Yeah, still some weak rotation over here. Still nothing that like overly concerns me just yet, but looks like those winds are now moving into Pekin and Grooveland now. Once went to the ER for the common cold. Oh my gosh. That must have been a bad cold. I haven't gotten sick once this year, except for when I inhaled that oyster. That's the only time I technically got sick, and that was more of just like an infection due to those oyster bits cutting my throat. Trying to remember how to. Oh, there we go. Sorry, just had to make some changes. All right, let's come back over to here. Yeah, still no dangerous rotation yet on our storm. Still moving off to the east. Let's check on some of these storms north of St. Louis. Yeah, still kind of the same deal. Just kind of a skinny line of thunderstorms right now. Nothing overly too crazy. It's like La Crosse is definitely getting into the snow now. Potentially some heavier snow. So let's go back and check in on that possibility there. Could be pretty decent. Oh, yeah. Fully transitioned here into snow in La Crosse, Wisconsin. You just saw that I was live? Dang. Yeah, I don't think any of my notifications went out for this stream because we went live after the big guys, which is all right. I mean, it sucks that YouTube is like that, but it's whatever. Doesn't really bug me too much. Let me check on the traffic conditions. Apparently there is something happening over here in Iowa. See if I can get a camera on it. No. It's to the north where my cameras are. Might be blocked due to a crash. It looks like there might be a crash in Eau Claire. Here. Oh yeah, look at that. We've got a car that has gone off of the road here in Eau Claire. It dropped like 50 degrees. Yeah, once that cold front comes through, it's gonna be like in the 60s, and then it's gonna go down into like the teens for some areas. Also potentially have an accident like right here. See if we have a view on it. No, we don't. Currently 68 degrees in Henderson, Kentucky. Nice. Yeah, that's you know what? I've been really enjoying this warm weather. I don't know about you guys, but been really enjoying it. The latest scan still looks like our storm is pretty outflow dominant right now, bringing in some winds into Morton, though, potentially up to 60 mile per hour winds. I-35 cam out of Iowa. There's a lot of picture cams on that road. Yeah, it's near whiteout conditions on I-35 on the picture cameras. The only cameras that I have on I-35 are more towards like Ames, Iowa. Like these cameras right here, these are on Ames. And there's not really much to see. Definitely windy. Most of the cameras north of this are not live, so. Picture cameras. Yeah, there is a live camera on Clear Lake, but it's very, very patchy right now. I don't know why that's not. The I-35 pit cam north of Clear Lake 3 shows 3 semis bunched together. Oh my. Yeah, I think those are, I think that's a truck stop. I don't think they crashed. I think that's just a truck stop. Good afternoon. Hello, hello. Check back in on our severe storm. Little area of rotation here south of Morton. You can also see that our storm is getting a little bit more of a supercellular shape to it. Definitely keeping a close eye on that, but still not really seeing any rotation that's like strong enough to concern me. Does seem like, though, that there are some storms developing around St. Louis at the current moment. But none of those are too strong, but maybe some heavier ranges south of St. Charles. Storm up here to the north is going to go north of Bloomington, but wouldn't be surprised to see some of these storms to the south eventually develop some sort of severe weather capabilities. Semis are hitting semis according to scanners. Interesting. I don't think that's in that area. I think that particular area is a traffic, or is a, I can't tell. It doesn't seem like those semis, at least north of Clear Lake, are wrecked at the moment. Oh, looks like they allowed that severe thunderstorm warning up here near Morton to expire. which is good news. It means the winds aren't as bad anymore. Christmas was quite eerie due to the weather being quite warm. Yes. Yeah, it was very warm down here. Man, look at this heavy band of snow just south of La Crosse, about to come into Prairie du Chien. Let me see if we got a camera south of La Crosse there. Do have one in Lansing. Where is that? In like northeast Iowa. It's pretty close to there. There's some pretty heavy snow there. Looks worse on radar than it does at the surface. Yeah, our severe weather threat right now is taking a little break. The area of rotation south of Morton is still technically there, but still very weak. Outflow dominated storm right now. Looking pretty messy out there, which is what you want to see. But we are still expecting these storms to maybe become a little bit more tornadic as they go into eastern Illinois, which I think is probably going to be our highest chance for a tornado today if it does happen. But there's a lot of failure modes. The last rates are a little bit low. But, you know, with the wind shear, we could still see a couple of spin-ups. Hey, thank you. Don't know what that means in Chinese, but thank you for subscribing. I think there might be some snow, maybe starting down there in Wichita. Let's go check that out. Probably over there in western Wichita. Oh yeah, there are some flakes falling in Wichita. Look at that. That is the furthest south that our snow goes at the moment. Also, maybe Topeka getting in on some snow action now. Oh yeah, we got blowing snow here in Topeka. Wow, look at that in the middle. That was like a little snow-nado. Will Oklahoma get snow? It does look possible. Maybe far northern Oklahoma might see a couple of flakes. I don't think we're going to see accumulation. Check back over here into western Iowa. Looks like that the heavier snow band here is moving east of Atlantic. That will eventually move into Des Moines, unfortunately making the travel issues a little bit worse there. Wouldn't surprise me. There is moisture there. Over there near like Buffalo and Oklahoma. These days, anything is possible anywhere. I feel that. Look, we're also starting to get some freezing precip start over here into Pennsylvania. That is not good. if you live over here in northeastern Pennsylvania, the ice event is getting started. It'll probably be most intense over here near like Utica and Albany later on today, but not really seeing much in terms of travel issues yet. I don't have any cameras in Pennsylvania. I do have traffic cameras out there. I'll just have to do it on a separate website. Let's see where JBL Studios is. It looks like he stopped in Champaign as well. It seems to be where everybody's hanging out right now. Before Champaign? Well, as of right now, they're definitely trying to intensify, but it seems like the lower level lapse rates are keeping them a little bit on the weak side right now. .1 quake was reported 4 miles from Paint Lick, Kentucky at 11:47 a.m., about 30 minutes from where your cousin lives. Huh. 3.1 magnitude in Kentucky. That doesn't happen a lot, does it? Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that temperature drop either. If it was up to me, I would prefer that it stays, 30. No, 60 to 70 degrees all winter would be nice. And I'm starting to get hungry. I'm gonna have to make a lunch soon. Little area of rotation over here near Allentown now, just north and west of Mackinac. Not very strong rotation, but just something to note. All right, folks, here's my plan. I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to eat lunch, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to hope that YouTube sends out my notifications, because it looks like they failed to send out. So let me end the stream, and then I'll come back on after lunch. Our severe weather threat should be a little bit more organized by then. And then hopefully YouTube actually sends out my notifications. It should do a little bit better than what it did earlier. let me do that really quick. Let me eat some lunch and I'll be back on in 30 minutes. I will come back. But all right, we'll see y'all in just a little bit.